Sophia. How are you? Nice to see you.
Gorgeous. So gorgeous.
Yeah, you could play a perky party girl, yeah.
At the moment, I'm just a nervous guest. Okay.
No, don't be nervous. You have nothing to fear.
It's always this moment, though, when you see everyone and you're going, hello. It's a little scary.
And our chairs swivel. We do have to throw you off.
I kind of like it.
Really?
Yeah.
So how you doing, Sophia? Everything's coming up nice for you, huh?
I'm great, thank you.
Now, we tried to explain the hitcher. One of us said, I saw it, I remember it well.
Well, in 1986, though.
Yes.
Yeah, it's 20 years ago. But what exactly did the hitcher do to his victims, or?
Well, part of our issue in remaking the movie was that we really had to update it. Obviously, we couldn't remake it shot for shot because people don't pick up hitchhikers anymore, first of all.
Right.
So we had to really come up with a great way to get Sean into the car. And the wonderful thing about Sean Bean playing the hitcher is, you know, he's so handsome and he's so charming. So you wouldn't have a problem giving Sean Bean a ride anywhere. And, you know, of course, in the midst of our initial conversation, he reveals himself to be a maniacal psychopath. And that's where the fun begins.
Why did you pick him up in the
So
first
many of
place?
them
Because he
are.
was so good looking?
Well, I mean,
You're
that was
driving
kind of
alone
my
in a car.
motivation.
You're driving alone in the car, and you see a guy hitchhiking, and you stop and pick him up.
Not how we do it, and I don't want to ruin how we get him in the car, but it's smart. We don't stretch the line that much.
Well, it sounds like he's in a lot of trouble. He's the one making the trouble, I think.
Yes.
20 years ago, I remember the name of the movie, but I can't remember the plot or anything like that.
Now, were you allowed to do your stunts in this film?
I was actually. I went in and met with our stunt coordinators about 2 months before we started shooting the movie, and I said, I want to do everything, and they were kind of like, yeah, right. And I said, no, really, I do. So I spent 5 weeks training, and the first big thing we had to do was we're doing this massive spin on the highway in Texas, and the car's doing this full 360 and skidding all over the place, and they do the big wide shots with the stunt driver, and they're going to put the stunt double in the car, and I'm like, please let me do it. Just let me do it. I want to do it so bad. And they said, okay, we'll do a 180 with you. We'll spin the car halfway, you know, we'll cheat it in the edit. I get in the car with the stunt driver, and I was like, you better spin this thing all the way around. So we do the full 360 on the highway, and our stunt coordinator comes running. He's freaking out, and he's like, are you okay? And I was like, can I do it again? It was amazing. The whole movie was really incredible, and I got to do almost every single shot in the film myself. So
it's always incredible to me when the actors want to do their own stunts.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's amazing. I'd be like, no, I'll be over in the trailer with the cappuccino. Call me when you're done.
Incidentally, look what happened to Sophia. Doesn't this weigh you down when you're feeling perky? That you.
Well, you know, it's actually not as heavy as it looks, but it is awfully pretty. It'll be sad to have to send it back.
No, you don't have to send that back. They should give that to you.
No,
They will now. And let's hope there's one for Regis in the pot, too. We'll be right back with Sophia Bush in a moment. Sophia Bush, remake of The Hitcher, a horror film from the 80s. Now, I suppose you went through a lot, various scenes. You know, these horror films get pretty graphic and scary. What is what's the grossest thing you experienced?
You know, I have to say, I burned myself and, you know, practically broke bones, and Sean Bean and I nearly beat each other to death certain days on the movie. But the worst thing for me was they'd bring in a insect and bug wrangler. He brings a scorpion and a spider the size of my head and tells me the spider is going to crawl up my face. Now, you want to throw me in a car and blow it up, fine. But the spider, I was not having it.
You draw the line at the spider.
Well, luckily for me, when they get the shot set up, they figure out that unless there's webbing on my face, it won't have anything to hold on to. So instead, they put spider webs up like this, and they have it crawling at me at full speed, and the thing is this big. And I looked at our director and I said, you better get this shot fast, because if it hits my face, I'm running and I'm screaming and I'm going to screw up the shot, and I'm sorry.
Yes.
So that was the worst for me.
And you could injure the bug, and that upsets the bug.
And you can't touch them. That's the thing. Is if it crawls on your face, you can't swat it off, because if you kill the bug, you're going to get sued.
No, people don't realize they are very serious about protecting the insects.
Oh, yeah, I really
More than they
don't know.
protect the
What's so scary about that, Sophia? We're talk show hosts. We do that every day of the week. Take a look at this.
Oh, no.
Gilma, where's it going?
It's not even near your face.
Oh, my God, really?
Yes.
No.
What's the problem?
Not for me.
Let's take a look at you now in this scene. I think in this scene you're confronting the hitcher. You're meeting him for the first time? Or?
I actually think that this might be with Zach and I, my boyfriend, played by Zach Knighton. Little tiff.
So you're confronting Jim?
Yes.
Okay.
The hitcher. The Hitcher opens on Friday. He's also on One Tree Hill. And that's Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock on the CW. Sophia, thank you very, very much. Good luck to you.
Great to have you here, Sophia.
A little cooking with Chef Del coming up next.